Let us pick... Oops. Before we pick any station, the headphones need to be plugged in. That would be really sad. Wait a minute. What happened? Is it zoomed in on the whole thing? Alright. We might have messed up something. Hold on, Classics. We might have messed up something. Is the thing all zoomed in? No, it's not. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and submit now. So we're gonna start from Sendo number 7. Hey, Dai. Alright. That's weird. My preview on YouTube is like zoomed in like crazy. And I don't know why, but on YouTube itself it seems to be okay. That makes no sense. Oh well, that's okay. Before I start, hey Roach, MTG, I used Arwen versus the boss, and she seemed pretty good. But unknown how good she's going to be overall. Before I start, I do want to push Aptoid again. That is the video that I just put out. Hey Drogenis. That is the video I put up yesterday. And people did ask how do they log into their account. So just a quick notice is that if you can see, I actually have 3 Taptaps installed here. Andrew, we will find out. I have no idea. I had to mess with all sorts of settings. This is a Totoro. It's not a hoodie, but it's like a shawl type of thing. So this is regular Google Play. This is the Chinese server, and then this is the Aptoid one, which lets me pay with the AppCoins wallet. So if I have all 3 options here, I can, you know, I can control how I pay for things. It's pretty handy. It's pretty handy. And then, so since you can have the Aptoid one installed at the same time, all you got to do is click this button at the loading screen. And this is how you log into your account, and you don't need to do the tutorial anymore. Alright. Oops. That's not what I wanted. Hey Yassine. Alright. So it looks like we're just gonna have to jump right on into it because people are submitting like crazy already. So let me... Did I do auto click on my other one? Okay, I did it on this. I did it on my main. Hey Chimera. Alright, so we'll set up auto click on this account and then here. Alright, so let's hop right on in. So this one is Sendo number 7. Bear in mind, I have recorded who has and has not submitted. And if you have submitted last round, I will have the name. And I'm going to block people if they continue to submit on... what's the word? Consecutive sessions. Why not use Bale the Idol for this account? Bale is not max level yet, so he is too slow. There is... I'm not sure he can kill fat... Well, actually, now that you mention it, this account... No, I don't think I can get him fast enough. He needs to be faster than at least 2 other people, and he can't do it. So, yeah, can't use Bale on this account yet until he's maxed out. Jaergi Vivienne is just strong healing. It turns out she's actually tougher to kill than I thought. All right. So, Sendo number 7. Where did my thing go? Here. If the Void Boss can't be stunned, why did he have the animation? Lindbergh has the animation. Who knows? Alright, so let's put the... Actually, I need to put this somewhere else so that I can have more screen space. I need screen space. Alright, here we go. Alright, Sendo number 7. Who... Oh yeah, here's this. What the... Take your 9.5 and go away. Jesus. What are you even critiquing? What are you critiquing at this point? My gosh. Alright, well, moving on. Kyoji. Kyoji did submit 2 times ago, but not last time, so he was good about it. Yeah, we'll just ignore him, because teams like that are basically flexing. Drogenis, you really don't need Freya anymore once you're starting to work with Kurtz. J-Ergi top 3 in game? Definitely not. Not when you've got Kurtz, Skuld, and basically Bale. Alright. Kyoji posted this. Alright, alright. It's not a hoodie, but it's a shawl type of thing. But it has a Totoro face on it. Hey, Anonymous. I don't have a problem with this team, but I feel like it's going to suffer if it faces Skulds. It's pretty good, though. Is it worthy of a 9? Maybe not a 9. Maybe an 8.5? I don't remember what I gave you last time. But it's a solid team. I think it only loses to Skuld teams, which means it only loses to the top end. You're here to critique me? Alright, what's my rating? If I spill this drink, I'm gonna be really sad. It's a red drink. And I'm wearing a white shawl. How good is Kurt before Skuld? Kurt's gonna underperform like crazy on this team. You have no way to protect him. So if they have Freya, he will get petrified and you can't stop it. If they have Aegina, you can't stop it. Basically, without Skuld, Kurt will do fine like 40% of the time. And you have no way to help him. So really, Skuld would be the better first option here. Do I drink boba? I do. I haven't had boba in a while. Because I don't go out anymore. So we can give this an 8.5. It's a good team. And Omar, you can still submit. Oh, that's a small picture. That's a small picture. Alright, hold on. Alright, this one is Norio. How to get Skuld? Hope that she was just in Keys 3 weeks ago. Viv over... You're not understanding what Kurt needs. Kurt needs protection from crowd control. Vivienne doesn't give him that. If Kurt gets petrified, silenced, frozen, anything, he's done. They'll probably kill you before he ever gets to fire. That happens a lot. That really does happen a lot. More than you think. Skuld is the answer to that. Hi, Diek. Alright. What is going on here? What is... Oh my god. Hey, Xcade. Alright, so let me see. Ranking it as a team, I think I would give it a 7, maybe? An 8? I guess I would have given it an 8. But now we take away, let me see, there's 4 of them, like 3 points. 3 points for having all of this junk. Verthondi's crowd control resist is nice, but it's not enough. It's just not enough. So this is going to get a 5. Someone has made very poor decisions with their fodder priority. I would have been an 8, but now it is a 5. Hey, Alban. Gum, it's almost like you've never been to a Team Critique stream before. What does Verthondi give? 20% resist? I mean, would you rather reduce their crowd control by 20% or have like 77% to cleanse it? Because that's the difference there for Skuld. I don't think 15's enough. Actually, I'm looking at a lot of new names today, so this is pretty nice. Which server is best? There are thousands of servers. They're all pretty... You gotta figure out which ones has the number of VIPs that you want to play with. There isn't really a best. Alright, this is Rain. I like how he has VIP 1 in his name. Hey, Dr. Roshi. True, but if you've played with Kurt, you know how often he gets crowd controlled. He's a magnet for crowd control. Like, seriously, he gets frozen, silenced, petrified, everything. It's gonna happen multiple times a game, and usually you're strong enough to kill them even without that, but it's very annoying. Hey, Minato. Minato, you know that you're blocked from sending teams, right? You've submitted like 3 in a row, and I don't like that. Alright. I feel like this team is just short of being amazing. It's not bad. Did he have any questions? He really didn't. He's got veg. Why are there always these tiny little black bugs flying around? I think this team is fine. Minato, I just didn't realize I hadn't been looking at the team. Also, I think it's because I didn't see your team. Or I didn't see your name in there. Someone else made it through as well. Grimfy? Because I just didn't see his name in the list. So, that's my bad. Veg with Detlaf? No. No. Not on this team. This team is fine the way it is. You don't really want Veg yet on this team. He doesn't have enough damage to really maximize working with Veg. So keep it as it is. Work with Veg when you get a burst hero. Veg is not amazing on a team like this that's slow and chipping them away kind of stuff. Hey, Joseph. All right, so this team, I'll give it an 8.5 also. Immortal Phoenix, I'm on GT1. I'm on the very first server in the game in Android. Next one, Minato. So not the next one, but the one after that. This is a good team. I like it. I like this team as it is. If anything, I'd probably consider swapping Freya and Detlef, just so that if they do have an Azathoth, you don't get slammed by an exile in the back. Aside from that, I don't think there's anything wrong with how this is set up. It's not amazing, but it's good enough. Alright, next is Crayon. Wow, these really are new names. I like that. I really like that. Oh no. Oh no. Crayon, what you doing? Why? Why did you have T1 and T3? What are you... Why? Arwen, we don't know. Nobody has been able to use her yet. She seems decent in PvP and really good for bosses. That's all I got. I hope Freya is your T4. I hope that's what you're working on. JJ Vlog, Freya at 6-star is great. Minato, I did use Arwen in Void Cage. She's pretty good. She's great for bosses. But for the regular fights is like whatever. It's kind of like Expedition. You just power through it anyway. It doesn't matter how teams do or not. Alright, so Classics, here is the fallacy that you are pushing. Just because you do well on your server doesn't mean you have a good team. It means that you have a team that's good enough to beat your opponents, but it's not... In terms of long-term team strength and choices, it's not good. What did I get in Void? Oh my god, my second one was... I feel like I turned down the second hero choice because I got something junk. Alright, JJ Vlog, if you're going to ask one by one, I suggest you check out the tier list down below. And that'll give you all of them, because you're probably going to ask for about 4 more heroes in a row after that, and it's easier for you to check the tier list than it is for me to answer you one by one. Hey Outsider, and hey Giggy. Alright, so this would be an 8, I guess. But we're going to take away a point for having... Actually, wait a minute. No, never mind. He did submit his team. Wait, what did I get for my second hero? I feel like I turned it down. All I took was an Arwen. Tesla is pretty bad. Yeah, I'll give this an 8. But he's going to drop to a 7 because of the Freya Verthandi. And Speedy... No, you should not. Hey, Nathan. I guess if it was just Freya, it would be 8.5, huh? All right, we'll call it an 8 point. We'll call it a 7.5. Line should still be open, yeah. It should be open for another 20 minutes or so. Did he also buy hero with Moonstone? Oh no, he did! Classics, you've given away your... You've given away your terrible decisions. Alright, you lose another point. You lose another point. Classics, you underestimate what happens when you make the Freya T4. T4 adds a lot to her skills. Alright, next is H2O, who... Hey, Ruparelia. Never bought anything with moonstones? This achievement says otherwise. This achievement absolutely says otherwise. Because if you scroll down, you will see the achievement for buy one hero in the Luna treasure store. And it will be 1 of 1. So you have given away your secret, and it was not good. Okay, hold on. Oops. 27 minutes. Classics, if you can prove to me that you can come to your account and show me this achievement right here, Relics of Luna, if you can show me that it is still 0 of 1 on your account, then I'll believe you. But because at the top of yours, it's still only the artifact one is there and the hero one is not, it means we know you bought something. Now, I'm not going to take away a point for lying, but... Hey, Husky. Alright. I haven't worn this in a while, actually. Alright. Is Detlef worth it, and should you replace Freya with Yig? Will I pull eyes? I'll pull 1 round on main. I don't know who, and I don't care. I'm gonna guess it was like Skuld or something. Hey, Prejudice. Steven, they are always adjacent. Always. 53. Kurt would have been even a worse decision. Oh my god, I would take away another point if it was actually Kurt. Alright. Murad, she seems really good for bosses. PvP is just unknown for now. JJ Vlog, I'm not going to take team questions during team critique streams. If you really want to have your team critiqued, you got to submit screenshots via this method. On any other day, I would answer that, but not on team critique days. Is Detlef worth it? Like, when you're this far in, it's nice to have a Detlef. He won't help that much in Honor or PvP, but it's nice to have him for bosses. But I don't know how much you would prioritize building him at this point. Happy, I'm pulling, or Ruparelia, I'm pulling 100 on main. And I'm going to save the rest. Just in case Arwen is in the next Miracle Eye. I have no idea if she will or will not be. I do not know. But just in case she is, I'm only going to pull 1 round. Cade, 6 stars are better than 5 stars in like 99% of cases. But you can use the Tesla, just don't focus on him. Alright, this team as it stands gets a 9. I don't know on your priority for building Detlef. I think it's worth it to build him. You're not going to see a big upgrade in Prejudice. I don't know. I really don't know. I think she'll be okay. Not game breaking, but she might be fun, and it's very easy to stop her. I am absolutely pulling for Arwen. 100%. I'm pulling everything I can for her. Chalk, you should buy 2 star shards minimum, and then you can buy heroes if they are your 7th or more copy. What the heck is down here? Alright, so I'm going to say if you're not looking at building anyone immediately, if you don't have copies for somebody else immediately, go ahead and make Detlef. He will make you competitive in Void Boss. He will give you better Friend Boss, Guild Boss damage. And he may help a little bit in Den, but not majorly. So it's kind of depends on where your priorities are. Narciso description is right there, and also in video description. Det and Arwen in same team seems pretty bad. They both trigger on actually getting a kill, unlike Bale. So if one goes off, the other one will not, and vice versa. Yeah, I don't know. And as for replacing Freya with Yig, I'm going to say no, but I say also try it out. I think try it out. Yig is so random that he may not be... He's probably better than Freya, but who knows? Alright, Bang. Bang asks how to pass Den 585. I don't have the answer for that one. H2O, Eddie, and Gum have the same team. Wait, this is like the same thing. I'm looking at... What is this? Yig is less random than Freya. His percentages are higher. What the heck? This is the exact same heroes. Wow. Just... This one is... Jairgi, neither one is definitively better than the other. If Yig goes off, he will destroy you. If he doesn't, he has no effect. Watchman is always just kind of slightly there, kind of annoying. Alright, so Bang did not submit a team, so even though he would also get a 9, he loses a point. So we'll give him an 8. As for beating 585, I really don't have the answer to that. You're on the Discord, you might as well search it. People have been posting their teams. A lot of them have been Kurt Themis. That's been the majority of the teams that beat 585, outside of a ridiculous stun team. Alright. Who do you upgrade next? Vivienne, Veg, Dro, Freya, Detlaf. Well, you don't need a second Freya. Veg is nice. Vivienne is nice. Freya versus 585 is good, but is not enough. You need Freya plus like 2 really good burst damage. You need Freya and Kurt. And you need ridiculous luck. I don't think it's possible without Kurt, to be honest, unless you're using a super stun team. I don't... Steven, this guy listed Dro as one of his options to level up, which is like... I don't know why. Double Skull is not enough. Classics, unfortunately, none of us would know. There is no way to know what you bought. And should you pull for Phoenix? Only if you don't want to save for Arwen. That's your call. I'd rather save for Arwen and not go crazy on Phoenix. Second Phoenix is not major. Double Scold and Kurt beat it. See, that's the thing. You gotta have Kurt. Kurt is almost required. Now, he has Kurt, but I don't have Kurt on my alt, so I cannot do any of those teams. Double Scold was not what saved him. It was the Kurt. So at that point, it's just how many times can you try? Because I feel like this guy could do it. Oh, wait, he didn't post... Yeah, he didn't post a team. So if he had the same team as as H2O, if you go in it with this team, you'll probably do it, but you're probably going to need like 300, 400 tries. But this definitely can beat it. Replace the Lorelei with Yig and it may take slightly fewer tries. Hey, not RPG. Fit boy, get in line. The rules are up there, but I'm coming on to a point where I might be cutting off entries soon. Arwen is mediocre. Great for bosses, unknown for PvP. Lorelei is not amazing for Den Planet Trial. She helps, but you'd really rather have a different kind of support. You either want more damage or more crowd control. And Lore doesn't offer either of those. Not in high enough numbers. Alright, so this is Spell. Man. What the heck? How can people have Kurt and Themis and be lost? Ketekasem, we're not talking about PvP. We're talking about for Den 585. Mo, it's up to you. If you think a second Phoenix will help you, go for it. If not, wait for Arwen. There is no guarantee Arwen will be in Miracle Eyes soon. Next one could easily be Yig. Nobody knows. I'm just gonna save just in case. Alright, so this guy has no Scold. And he's making Phoenix. Can Det pop off at 585? It will be... probably not. One of the major issues from 585, if I recall, is basically getting rid of Mars and Monkey King. And they both revive, and Detlef doesn't stop revives. So, if Detlef fires at the wrong person, it's not going to help you a lot. I hope this Dro is a lost project. Jaergi, you know Vegosir is really easy to build too, right? Azathoth can help. It's some RNG. You either bank on his RNG blocking their revives, or you bank on bigger damage. There's multiple ways to look at it. But it's very hard to stop Monkey King in PvE without Azathoth. Very, very hard. Okay, so this guy loses points for... And he didn't submit his team. I would probably replace Aegina for Phoenix. But I'm not sure. There is a lot of RNG around Azathoth. Azathoth's not required for all teams. Ward Explorer, that's just because you had a Death Trap rune and Yig was your tank. The last level of Den is unknown. Nobody can beat 585. Or 605, sorry. Is Aegina good for 585? Not as good as Kurt. Kurt's better. What would I do with this team? I mean, you really struggle without Scold, and so the answer is either you crowd control them first, which is iffy, especially because Aegina is very slow. But removing Verthandi seems worse. I did beat 585 with Dro. But that was in old Ara days. Things have changed now. It was also before Zexanoth got patched. So my 585 doesn't count. But this was my winning strategy. This was my winning team. This was my 585. This is before Azathoth existed. This is before I had Lorelei, before I had a lot of things. But I don't think this team works anymore. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. There is too many questions about Arwen today. Alright, we'll just put this up and see if anybody reads it. Probably not, but worth a shot, right? Worth a shot. I didn't have Lorelei back then. I used it. That is how I beat 585. The truth of the matter is I am at 605 and it's impossible. So as much as you want to make fun of having a Dro or not back then, I still beat it. Okay, so spell. I feel like I gotta give you like an 8, 8.5. I'll give it an 8. I feel like it really, despite having the best heroes, you have no Skuld. Therefore, this team can be shut down very easily. Is Arwen anti-Kurt? She can be. However, all you gotta do is drop Kurt's attack. And then Arwen will target somebody else, and then Kurt will go back to killing you. Oh yeah, he had no team screenshot, so you get dropped to a 7. It's 163 million purple. T2 Arwen? That is ridiculous luck. Unless you saw it in Void Cage, in which case they just got it as a team option. I guess I'd replace Vivienne. Or not Vivienne. I guess I'd replace Aegina. In which case, what do you got? 1 energy, 2 Gaia Bulga. In which case, I'd run Verthandi tank with Gift, Gaia Bulga on Kurt Themis, Energy on Freya, Blood Metal on Phoenix, and probably Ancient Vows on Verthandi. Hey, Tabwar. 2 months? Maybe 2.5? Oh wait, you don't have blood metal. In which case, I'd run Eye of Heaven. Oh god. Oh yeah, and Gospel Song on Verthandi. Alright, this is for the people who don't seem to understand. All right. This is my alt, okay? This is my alt. You can see on my hey craft kids, on my alt that I do not have an Arwen. I do not have an Arwen. However, you want to see me get an Arwen? Watch this. Watch me get an Arwen. Bam! I have an Arwen. That's how you're seeing Arwens in Void Cage. It's as easy as that. It really is as easy as that. Pretty much everybody should be seeing Arwen as the first choice. Pretty much everyone. And now that I've started it, I'm gonna come in and do these, set my timers. So anybody that had a T2 Arwen only had a T2 team. Like their max heroes were T2, or the average level of their roster was T2. I don't think they had a full T4 set of teams. Alright, so here I have an Arwen. And I used her to get here. I had 760 million damage on the boss with Arwen. She did really good damage. Really, really good damage. All right. Well, you can't go above 100% crit. You'll just hit a crit 100% of the time. That's all that... Alright, where was I going? No, Bold had that much before he did anything. Alright, let's see here. What was I looking at? So next is Google? Really? Google did not submit. Can you fit on this line? You do. Do I regret getting the Watchmen package? A little bit. A lot bit, actually. Qua probably Ara, or probably... Hard to say. Are you sure you're checking on the same team? Are you sure you're checking on the same screens? Arwen's really unknown. There's a lot of things that are really weird with her right now. There's probably something going off with a passive that is maybe because Kurt is in front, or something is he has lower attack because of something. Freya has higher attack because of something. Your Lord T, and you posted when I said I was about to close. There's like 20 before you, at least. And I'm going to close submissions because I don't think I'm going to get to everybody that's there today. Maybe more than 20 before you. We already knew that Arwen probably would be the strongest boss hero. Alright. So this is Google. What the? Why? What is the point of this? Take your 9.5 and go away. How can you have a team like this and submit it? This is pure flex. This is pure flex. You don't need to change anything on this team. This team is great as it is. If you used Veg, you would replace Phoenix. It's a 9. This is basically what I'm running. Freya makes it a 9. Oh yeah, I didn't see the Freya. You're right, you're right. You are right. He asked, should he get a 3rd star shards? Well, if you replace Freya, you won't need it. What do you put on Bale? You can just put Eternal Curse on him for now, until you get a 2nd Gaia Bulga. In which case, go ahead and convert your Drow to Veg and replace Freya. I wonder how long he's been playing to get this kind of team at... Good night, J-Ergy. I wonder how long he's been playing to get a team like this at VIP 0. That's kind of crazy. Alright. What avatar is that? This is the top 100 peaks avatar, I believe. I believe that's what it is. Alright, next is Vexed. Top 300? What was the top 100? Was it the red one? I remember I think the purple one is top 600, right? Alright. Plan is... And J-Ergy, nobody said anything about not building Vivienne, so go ahead and build Vivienne. If you are at a point where you think Vivienne helps you, then she's worth making. Qua level is not important. You can only afford what you can afford. It's just very hard. Alright, so the red one is top 100. I have them all, but I haven't gotten them in a long time. Phoenix, Skuld, Kurt, and then Valk Veg. What is this? Vexed. Qua, the level shouldn't matter that much. The level should not matter that much. I mean, it only focuses on their stat. Oh, wait. Actually, Void Cage standardizes your levels, doesn't it? Doesn't it force them all to max level? Hold on. I don't remember. I think it does. No, it doesn't. My Watchman's not maxed. Okay, so never mind. It doesn't standardize their level. Then I don't know. There is no reason Arwen should be targeting your... I thought they standardized something. That's weird. Alright, so... Vex, this is for you. And this is also for classics. This is for both of you. What are you guys doing buying heroes? Alright, so now that we know that he did that, he loses a point. I mean, it's an okay team. Phoenix next is great, followed by Skuld is absolutely great. Void Cage resources, just buy the flags. Buy all the flags every single week. If you want, you can gamble with the chests, but up to you. The second star shards would be on Skuld. Bang, it's very important that you use Skuld without speed, therefore being slower than things like Freya and Aegina, or if possible being slower than Freya, so that Freya can fire, and if she petrifies Kurt, Skuld will cleanse it before he fires. You're gonna see a lot of people with energy, and you want to have Skuld cleanse as fast as possible. Drogenis, yeah, but you should be buying star shards first. It doesn't matter if you weren't gonna buy a star shards now. You should have saved the... Alright, Bang, There's been like 30 different conversations. You can't just come out of something and then expect me to understand what it's about. Anyway, if you're not buying the most important things, which is star shards, you should just save the moonstones. What could he have bought with moonstones here that would have mattered? You think he bought a Lorelei? That was a waste. If he bought Verthandi, Freya, or Detlef, that was just stupid. So either way, you end up losing a point for either a bad or a stupid decision. You can decide which one it is. So the second star shards would be on Skuld. Viraj, how do we know anything about Arwen? How can I review her when literally nobody has her? Have you seen anybody with a T4 Arwen outside of Void Cage? My gosh. Hold back your expectations. I've always said Lore is not worth moonstones. I've always said it. Pretty sure I've always said it. But to get her to T4, it's an okay choice, but not the greatest. I still just don't think she's that worth it. Also because T4 lore didn't help you as much as you think it does. Lore doesn't do anything amazing for this team. If you want me to review Arwen in Void Cage, I'm just going to tell you she's like a 6 out of 10. Is that what you want? And the video is going to be obsolete in 2 months. So this team would get 8.5 minus a point for buying a hero. So we'll say 7.5. Who is worth? There's a long list of heroes who are worth. Phoenix, Skuld, Valkyrie, Bale, Kurt, Themis. All of those are more important than Lorelei. Jake, no. Just the strong ones. They don't all have to be heaven and hell. Lorelei can be built for damage. Can be. Koa, I've seen a lot of people say she doesn't always one-shot. See, and this is the point that needs to be made. If one guy comes on the chat and said, I used Arwen, she kills everybody, does that instantly make her S plus tier? Does that mean that everybody should have her? No, it doesn't. We need to wait for 100 people to use her and tell us everything that's going on. Just because one person says she's good doesn't mean she's amazing. And so somebody was complaining about how I've ranked Vivienne, and it's like, oh, but she's so good for the people that use her. And that's not enough. It's just not enough. Otherwise, one person will come in and say, Walnir is god tier. I kill everybody with Walnir. Should I listen to that? Should I immediately put out a video saying, hey, everybody use Walnir? So, you have to understand that as much as you... My advice is hold off on Arwen. We don't know if she's good or not. That's what I'm saying the whole time. That is exactly what this PSA at the left says. She's unknown potential because nobody knows. So I'm not going to put out a video saying she's top tier. I don't know if she is or not. Wait until we find out. That's why she's not on the tier list yet, because quite honestly, I do not know. And just because she does great against some person's opponents in Void Cage means very little, because remember that your Void Cage opponents are extremely random. So if I took an Arwen into Expedition and killed everybody 1 week, would that make Arwen amazing? No. My opponents in Expedition are different every single time. I don't know how she does against every opponent. Alright. I need to calm down. That Pranav person got to me more than I thought it did. Alright. So, Vexed, you get a 7.5. It would have been an 8.5, but you bought a hero with Moonstones, and this was not a good choice. Or not the best choice. I've never said hold off on pulling. I am pushing to pull for Arwen, absolutely. That's going to be the same from now until her release. I'm going to emphasize... The one thing that I do need to do is I need to say you must pull for Arwen, but whether you build her or not is an iffy subject. I should have been saying that for Watchmen and Yig. I didn't realize how many people would be building them as their first T4s or second T4s. And so that I have learned my lesson from that one. However, Arwen is going to be an amazing early T4. This I can say with confidence. As a first, second, third T4, she will be amazing. Past that, I don't know. Past that, you got to make your own decision. Because she is going to be godlike 1v1. Like, she may be better than Ripper. Unknown. Alright. I don't think I get that reference. Narciso Bloodtooth is an amazing early T4, but really bad after that. Can she beat Detlef? Most likely she can. I believe she will hit harder than Detlef. Because she gets like 60% hit rate and like 100% crit rate and 100% crit damage. Plus, she gets like 200% extra damage to her skill after turn 3. So I think she will one-shot better than Detlef in most cases. Alright, so Yassine here says, what should I change? Just ignore the Medusa and what else should I change? But it's like saying, you know, aside from my car missing 2 wheels, what do you think could be done about it? That's basically what you're saying. It's like, well, without the 2 wheels, your car doesn't function. Without functioning, you can bling out the rest of the car and it will still suck. So, we cannot overlook the Medusa because the Medusa makes this team bad. But just to entertain him, Murad, she doesn't need to get energy if she's 1v1. Also, remember that when she fires her skill, she enters the rage mode, which makes her just even stronger. Her first attack after being in rage mode is extremely strong. So if she doesn't get the kill, she'll probably get it on her regular attack after that. Alright, well, you see, classics? This is what it looks like when you don't buy a hero in the Luna shop. Hi, Eve, and hi... I missed someone from the Philippines. Oh, Alobangi? What should you do now? Would it be nice if I said put on a dunce hat and sit in the corner? Because I feel like that's... No, I won't say that. Just pretend I didn't just say that. My longest stream ever was like 5.5 hours. I don't do that anymore because now that my girlfriend lives with me, I don't have the extra time from her commutes. And then also we eat dinner together, which we didn't do before when she didn't live here. So I am moving into relationship life, I suppose. All right. How do we fix this team? We don't. It's actually these... Oh no. These 5 heroes are very good, Yassine. This one right here, this one is not good. This one is not good. So moving forward is convert this into something. I don't care into what. I'm not going to say restart because there's that one guy that has the Rillia and he keeps telling people that he's going to convert to Phoenix. So your goal is to convert to Phoenix or Kurt. Drogenis, it'll function, but it's going to be a trash car. Alpha Dog, everybody has Phoenix Stones. You get 5 for free. Alright, guys. What do we call this? I'm going to give it... I'm going to give it a 1. This team loses to 10-star teams. Their team could be 5 9-stars and a 10-starred Valkyrie, and you'll still lose. It could be like a 10-star Reaper, and you'll probably still lose. That's how bad it is. I hope you didn't fodder anything good for this Medusa. That would take this team from a 1 to like a -10. If you tell me right now that you foddered a Phoenix or a Kurt to make this Medusa, I would immediately give you like a -10. So now Yassine is in a very interesting position of, does he lie? Or does he take his score? Where do you convert 6+ star heroes? You can't. You must. They can only be converted if they are 10 stars and higher. Alright, so we'll give Yasin a 1. And you better focus really hard at converting this Medusa. But as Roach said, you may want to think about Verthandi or Freya next, because at least they're easy to make. Alright, alright. Yasin did not use good heroes for this. Your 1 is saved. Sorry, Jin. It's late for me. Coffin, your VIP stays in your account permanently. Alright. So, we will keep Yasin's team because for now, he's got the crown. Next. I know I've seen this name before, actually, but I don't think he submitted last week. Looks like he did not. Yasin, you should always be buying from feathers. Verthandi is the best hero for starting players to be buying with feathers because she's so good early. She's strong all the way from 6 stars to T4. Alright, this is Budmon Whiskey. I'm not sure. I think that the minor buffs from this outweigh using the Freya. I am not convinced. Yasin, you'd probably get wrecked if that was a 10-star Freya. Azeroth, we got very distracted with some heated discussion earlier. Okay. Same buff with Freya? No, it's slightly stronger. Slightly stronger this way. No, it's not Vivienne that grinds my gears. It's people telling me that I should know more about Arwen immediately. Let me see if I can see that. Five of the same faction. You gain, let me see, 1% HP and 0.5% attack. So you gain 1% HP, 0.5% attack for having this level 1 guy instead of a Freya. So, nope. So that was a very dumb decision. Alright, so this team... I mean, on its own, it's like an 8.5. Just the Verthandi alone makes it an 8.5. But giving up the Freya, I'm going to deduct an entire point for that decision. I'm going to take away an entire point because that's just not a good decision at all. Fawad, you are too late to submit this round, sorry. Alright, let's go faster. And let's not get as distracted by stupid topics. Alright. Kaz did not submit a team. Youch! Oh my god, this guy has... Well, Dylan, your jokes cost you a point. Dro for the silence. No, I mean, honestly, he has a bunch of 9 stars and stuff. If you look at it, he's got 9-star Ripper, 8-star Valkyrie, 9-star Dro. Alpha Dog, there was definitely a lot of resentment. Definitely. The first way made it felt like a personal attack. It's easy for you to say that it's to be careful, but it felt like a personal attack to me. And I'm not the only one that interpreted it that way. So, should we take away more points? Nah, okay, I'll be nice. You only lose 1 point for having a joke team. It's 1% HP. But, yeah. 1% HP and 0.5% attack. Your team is in the top 6, Verth tank, 3 energies. See, this is the biggest point that I need to make with team critique. I don't care how your team does on your server. I am ranking how well it does against if it were to be on a merged server and all of that. Realistically, what does Freya do? Freya petrifies people. Her regular attack petrifies. Remember that. You put energy on her, she'll wipe the entire rest of their team, forcing Verthandi to now only attack as... forcing Verthandi to attack their T4s. I mean, realistically, what does your 1-star Heaven's Guard do? You say Freya doesn't do 100,000 damage. That Heaven's Guard does, what, 2 damage? So why is that a better option? Why isn't 100,000 better than 1 or 2? That is kind of... that is a very interesting decision. I don't like this team. I'm gonna give this a 7.5. You'll do great against people that don't have Skuld, but the moment that anybody has a Skuld, this team gets trashed. And when you're looking at teams with a full team of 6 T4s, Skuld is just gonna be all over the place. And also, undeads are very weak at the top end, so there is that too. So it's a very strong mix of heroes, but it's not high end. That's all. Lazy Legends, you are too late this time. The channel says lockdown and you can't send, that means it's too late. Alright, next is Tweed. Dr. Roshi, that's a very good point. I would love the next undead hero to be really strong. Why? Alright, I'm not even gonna try. Take your 9.5 and leave. Go away, Tweed. You didn't even ask any questions. You didn't even ask any questions and you posted a top-end team. Go away. This is another one. Latigi gets a... Why tank with Skuld? I don't know. Boomin is tanking with Skuld and it's actually doing not bad. If you think that she can get energy to fire a second time, then it's worth it. Alright. Where can I add it? He doesn't have star shards. And he bought a hero. No, that's not true. This guy is VIP 7. He's probably got multiple tiers of the goddess. I would guess 2. Probably 2. Alright, Alpha Dog. How do you look at this team and tell me this is not top end? Explain to me how this is not top end. He's got Scold, he's got debuffs, he's got crowd control, he's got 2 ultra burst heroes. What more do you want? This is a very highly competitive team at the highest level. Azathoth can probably hurt it a bit because he doesn't have bubbles in the back. But that's not enough. Azathoth alone will not stop it. If it's not Azathoth paired with Kurt plus a bunch of debuffers, it's not enough. I say this because, and yes, that goes into rock, paper, scissors, which means, okay, they have Azathoth, now I'll bring Bale. When you get into this point, a lot of teams can be countered, but that doesn't mean that they're not top end. At this point, the reason that I cap out my score at 9.5 is because everything can be beaten. You have this, I throw in Vivienne, I throw in Azathoth, and then you're like, oh, they threw in Vivienne, okay, I'll throw in my Azathoth. This is an extremely high-end team, period. And even Azathoth alone, if Azathoth wastes his exile on Themis, there's not so much healing on this team that Kurt's gonna die that badly from it. I mean, this team will kill most teams of a similar build. Alright, so Latigi also gets a 9.5 for basically the same reason. Hey, Rishab. Wait, hold on. Okay, Latigi did not submit last time. And this is the point where I'm trying to say that once you've got a top-end team, without considering counter picks, that's it. It's top-end. And that's why I don't need to spend time on it. And then you run into this, which is another top-end team. Gray Fox gets a 9.5, go away. I mean, why are you asking for help at this point? It's all counter picks at this point. Last boss, that's a very interesting scenario. Like, Mulan can beat a lot of meta teams. Pogi can beat meta teams. In that case, it comes down to, if you can prove that it beats meta teams, then it goes into the 9.5. Because it beats meta teams, it usually loses to non-meta teams. Because its win rate is now much lower than regular, because it doesn't perform as well on average as a meta team, it doesn't get ranked as high. So Gray Fox gets a 9.5, go away. Lazy Legends only buy heroes if you've already got 6 or 7 copies. And this is Swan Bach, who, again... Actually, this is not a meta team. He's got Verthandi and Freya, so this gets a 9. But this is a really good team. You know exactly what you need. Grimfy, did you just miss what I said to Lazy Legends like 10 seconds ago? You can submit the flexes, I'm just not going to spend any time on them. And I feel like that's fair because you're wasting my time, you're wasting everybody else's time. You're taking away time from someone that could actually use that advice. Alright, Grimfy, go ahead and buy heroes. Just make sure that you have 6 or more copies of them before you buy. Alright, Aegina has Star Shards, Kurt has Ragnarok, Verthandi has Bone Grip. It's solid, I guess. I guess. All right. What would I stop? What would stop this team? How would Detlef work? Detlef would stop this. Because Kurt would immediately get killed. What else, though? Freya does a pretty good job against it. Lorelei does good against it. Valkyrie does good against it. Is Kurt good? Is Kurt really that good early? If not everybody fires and he doesn't get five buffs worth of skill damage from everybody else firing, is it enough? Does he get strong enough to one-shot at that point? $2 to 3 million? That's pretty good. I don't feel like it's enough to one-shot at this point. Not without having 5 heroes firing. Oh, that's true. Lorelei has energy. Okay, okay. Well, I feel like Lorelei firing is not guaranteed at this point because she is only 10 stars. So she can be stopped really easily. All right. All right. I see the idea. How do you use taunt to your advantage? You don't. You throw in taunt and hope that it works. I'm going to give this an 8.5. I think it's solid. It's not amazing, but it's strong enough to compete. I think Detlef tears this team up, though. Scold before Kurt is fine, but at 9 stars, you don't get the defense or the crit buff. Or the true damage, I believe. Actually, let me see. What do you get at only 9 stars? You get true damage, and that's it. You do not get the crit or the defense. But this Scold's not gonna... I would not want to bank on a 9-star Scold. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't want to waste an energy on her. Should you bother making Freya? You don't need to at this point, but if you did, you would be replacing Aegina with Freya later on. You would use these 5 heroes and Freya instead of Aegina. So you can build her, but put her in the back seat for a little bit. Work on Lorelei, try to work on Scold, and then work on Freya. Honestly, if you could make Freya before Scold, that's fine too. I would never want to bank on a 9-star firing. When you are the 10th, when she is the 12th person to fire, there is too much risk of her dying. Vang, this is Totoro. Alright. What familiar is he using? Oh, man. Edison? Yeah, Edison is an interesting choice. Raphael is a better one. Oh well. Alright, this guy's name is This Is an Alt. This better not be a dupe for somebody else that submitted before and is bypassing my rule. I'm going to be very upset if that's the case, but the name is Diggs, so probably not. Second best is not the same as best. Raphael is better. Detlef, Ripper, or Medusa? Ripper is better up to T. Ripper is better from 5 stars up to T3. Detlef is better at T4. Ripper is better as a first T4, but Detlef is better beyond that. It's a very tricky thing with Detlef, because he's very bad before T4. Alright, so this is a good team. I'm not sure about these versus this Ripper, but the Ripper is clearly made as fodder, so I guess it's fine. No, Ripper is amazing as a 1v1. As of right now, before Arwen, Ripper is hands down the best 1v1 hero in the game. So I'll give this an 8.5 too. Edison is useless? See, that's not true. Edison raises crit rate. If you are building a team around crit heroes, Edison is good. But that team does not use crit heroes. So it did not help his team to use Edison. Edison is great with like Detlef, Arwen, Bale. You don't need to be a guinea pig with Ripper. I've seen too many pictures of Ripper in action. I'm telling you, he's amazing 1v1. He is absolutely amazing. But he's not... And he's good for Friends Boss, but he's not good for Guild Boss. I don't think he's good for Void Cage, and he's really bad on a 6v6 team. If you want to spend the time to come to that conclusion on your own, you're welcome to, but it's going to be very hard for you to prove to me otherwise. I've seen too much data about Ripper to change my opinion. Does he beat Zex 1v1? I don't think Zex will hit him with his regular attacks. And does Zex have cannot miss on his skill? Actually, I can't see that. Remember that Ripper's coming in with like 60 or 80% dodge. Alright. This, I just noticed this is a T3 Freya. Wasting Phoenix Stones and Undead is such a bad idea for mid to late game players. Zex is faster. Doesn't Ripper cleanse his crowd control at 5 star? Let me see here. Okay, so Ripper comes in with 26% dodge. If you throw a dodge rune on him, that'll move him up to, what is it, 36% dodge? Against Zexanoth, who has no hit rate whatsoever. I guess 10% from gear. Zexanoth's in trouble. You would be more worried about Zex v Ripper 1v1, yes. Diantwort, there's only a difference in speed. The attack itself is nice to have, but is not as important as speed. I really think Zex would have a problem versus Ripper. You've got the stun and you've got the dodge. So even if Zex hits first, there is such a low chance of him... But also remember that when Ripper gets a kill, he gets speed. I'm looking at this. When he kills someone, he gets 35% speed that does not go away. Basically, if Zex doesn't one-shot him, I think Ripper wins. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But I will tell you that Zexanoth is going to do pretty poorly 1v1 versus a lot of the other heroes out there. Maybe not, actually. He may be decent. Khalil? Khalil is not changing his hit rate or anything. I'm willing to agree that Zexanoth is a decent 1v1. But beyond that is unknown. And you've also never tried a Ripper. And now you've also never tried Arwen now. Arwen is gonna be crazy broken. Thanks, Arsha. Assassins will kill all of those heroes 1v1. Ripper, Bloodtooth, Zex, Lindbergh. Maybe not Lindbergh. But assassins are the best 1v1s. For sure. They outdo all the rest of them. The only thing is, they're so bad later on that it's hard to want to prioritize building them, knowing that you're going to either suffer for a long time or you're going to need to use Phoenix Stones to convert. That's why I can't recommend Bloodtooth. I really can't recommend Ripper too much. I have limited stock recommending Detlaf. It's safer overall to build Verthandi first because she will last you and she's safe. Just very safe. But Detlaf sucks between up until T4. And it's not easy to get to T4. It really is not. Marco's 2 Reapers is a terrible idea. So it's just a very difficult thing. And obviously Zexanoth, nobody's building Zexanoth as their first T4. It's physically impossible for any player to get 9 Zexanoths before they get 9 of one of the other assassins that are much, much easier to get. So, as good as Zexanoth may be 1v1, you can't recommend him at that stage in the game. So, it's like telling people to get Bale. Who is ever going to make Bale as their first T4? It is just impossible. Alright, so Hales did not give me his team. Oh wait, yes he did. Bale as a first T4 would be crazy, but Bale's even harder to get than Zexanoth. That's actually not true. Zexanoth might be harder, because he's offered way less often. First 10 star is not the same as first T4. The amount of fodder and resources needed to make T4 is really a bottleneck. Well, you also don't pull mage DK early on. You pull cleric. Is Arwen better than Det versus bosses? Yes. You made Bale as your first team. That doesn't count. You weren't sitting on a 6-star team thinking about making Bale. You were sitting on a 10-star team with extra Bale copies when T4 got added to the game. That's like saying that what's her name? God, what was her name? Alright, Steven, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, Steven. That's like saying Kylie Jenner is a self-made millionaire. I just went there. I just went there. Alright. Alright, so Freya is T4 in a day or two, but you're still losing a point for making the decision to make the Lorelei. I went there, Steven. You try to flex, you reap the consequences. Remember the famous line. You mess around, you find out. Okay. So this team is like an 8.5 team. Yeah, it's an 8.5 team. Minus a point for this Lorelei. You say you're building Kurt to complement Skuld, but unless Skuld is the next T4, what's the where are you going with that? But no, building Freya, then Lore, then Skuld, then Kurt is a great order. So we'll give this a 7.5 because of your decision with Lore. Alright, wait. Ninja Sun did not submit last time, I believe. Freet Ku, take Freya. Dro's not that good to build anymore. He does need a tank. I guess... I mean, actually, you can tank Verthandi, or you can tank Vivienne. People have been using tank Vivienne very successfully at T4. Hey, Giovanni. He can also, if he makes Skuld next, he can tank Skuld. But knowing that your ultimate goal is not to be using Verthandi, it's hard to promote Verthandi. So, actually, you can tank Lore temporarily. Lore tank works fine. You put full speed on... You put a lot of speed on her and a good artifact. And she'll fire, and then she will get to fire again, probably turn 2. Azathoth directly counters Vivienne. He is a very hard counter for Vivienne. Very hard. He is the reason that I was so hesitant on moving Vivienne up a tier, because I knew that Azathoth hurts her so bad. It's just that it turns out that Vivienne can function okay against Azathoth depending on how you build her. And that I didn't know. In fact, that other people didn't know until they experimented with it. And once they proved that Vivienne can be used to counter Azathoth teams regularly, which, oddly enough, Vivienne is not the reason that it works. It's because they're using other heroes like Chessia. But because I know Vivienne can be used successfully against Azathoth teams with a very high win rate, then that's when I finally gave in and moved Vivienne up to S tier. It took time to be convinced of that because we needed to see the proof. And honestly, I only got that proof from Dinker like last week. That I held off on Vivienne until he proved it without a shadow of a doubt what Vivienne was capable of. Why Viv is an Azza counter? No, Azathoth counters Viv. Other way around. Alright, so... Wait, I didn't put up Ninja Sun's team. Azathoth lands something called Executioner's Call, which takes all healing that the hero receives and makes them take damage instead. So they receive no healing and they just take damage. So with Vivienne's huge healing, they instead take huge damage. Is Verthandi better than Detlef in the long run? They're about the same, to be honest. Casey, focus on T4s. The T4 skill for Vivienne, I don't have it offhand. Let me get that for you. right, T4 skills, T4 skills here. All right, Vivienne T4 does 380% damage to 2 backline enemies, heals the whole team 150% for 3 rounds, has a 66% chance to heal all allies 100% of attack for 2 rounds, heals all allies for 5% of Vivienne's max HP for 3 rounds, that's huge, and also increases all allies' defense by 15 for 3 rounds, which is pretty good. Giovanni, Skull's single shot healing is higher than Vivienne, but Vivienne's healing over time is ridiculous. It's like 4 times or something higher than Skull. Vang, the idea is T4ing someone before you make anybody T1. Alright, so this team is, I guess I give this an 8.5. Hung, I think it's more than double. I think it's like 3 to 4 times. Maybe more. It could be like 4 to 5 times even. Do I give this an 8 or an 8.5? I guess... I feel like this suffers against strong teams. And I don't feel like Yig helps this team at all. Hey, at Nebs. I feel like this suffers a little bit. I guess I can give it an 8.5. This one's tough. It's in the middle of 8, 8.5. Giovanni, which passive do you mean? Scold only heals 1 turn. I think she heals a little bit on her regular skill, but it's not a lot. Or on her regular attack. Yeah, it heals 3 people for 100% of her attack, but for only 1 round. So Vivienne's overall healing is just way higher. Best hero for guild boss? If there's multiple bosses, it's either Chesia or Aegina. If there's only 1 boss, it's Arwen. Not enough buffer to be 8.5. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning that way too. I feel like Freya and Aegina lower it enough that it needs to drop. So I'm going to give you 8. I feel like Aegina just doesn't work at the highest level on teams like this. And I'm not saying that Yig is better than Aegina, but try it out. That would probably be a counter pick. Hey, Luciano, you submitted last round. You are now blocked, you sucker. You sucker. What do you need? You need damage. So, you at this point, you're basically just looking for the big damage, which is Kurt. If you want to focus on like Chesia, then you would need to build like Vivienne or Watchman or something, or you just go for damage with Kurt Bale. All right, so Luciano gets completely skipped. Phoenix, not so much. Not so much. Alright, next is Last Boss. Last Boss, how can I rate your team? It's incomplete and I don't know how it's gonna work. You have to prove to me that it works because I can only theorize so much. Hey, Steven. Themis would be nice. So basically Kurt, Themis, Bale. That's what you need. Last Boss submitted last round? Did he? I don't have his name here. He might have submitted 2 rounds ago, but not last round. Like, I actually cannot rate this. If you can prove to me that it works, then I'm willing to rate it high, but we don't know. Like, nobody knows. And until you take this against a meta team and win 80% plus, remember, it must be 80% plus, I Why skip Luciano? Because he submitted last round. I told people I don't want them submitting in consecutive rounds. I've been saying that for a while. So last team critique, Luciano submitted and got a 6.5. I don't even know how to rate this. I don't even know if this wins in this current state. So Aegina is designed to set off her silence at 50%, which is great. And because you have Kurt, you win anyway. Like, the rest of it doesn't even matter. Kurt and Skuld, so 8. I guess 8.5. Okay, we'll give it an 8.5. But unknown completely how well it'll do. Alright, next is another new person, FRZ. I love that it's all new people this time. A lot of these people are people that have never submitted before. 8.62 to the new generation. See, I can't even do that because he can't prove to me that it wins. And he doesn't even know because it's not complete yet. So he doesn't even have the kind of confidence that you had when I gave you the 8.62. You at least had proof of winning. He doesn't have that. Does it win reliably 80% against other Kurt teams? Top end Kurt teams? I don't have enough data right now. Alright, so FRZ... Oh, okay. Anonymous, it's not a bad team. It's just untested. So he beats his server, but that's not enough. And you know that. My alt is about ready to get Bale, which should help, but for now is not enough. My alt is very weak. I'm not trying hard. Remember, I don't play peaks on it. I don't think Lindbergh helps enough on this team. Like, my alt is not a 9.5 team. My alt is an 8.5. So an 8.5 beating an 8.5 is... It doesn't give you... It doesn't make you higher. Steven, if he came in it with ultra confidence, I would consider the 8.62. But he didn't. He came in it and said, this is incomplete. Kurt, Bale, Themis work together as one team? Yes, they do. Fine. He gets an 8.51. No, he says he beats decently strong teams, just not anything amazing. We'll give an extra 0.1 for being innovative. Or 0.01. It's enough to separate him from the pack. This is not an exciting team. This is not a team that makes Lindbergh look good. I'm going to give this an 8. It's very squishy. Dolwyn, just nobody knows anything about Arwen yet. Says over there, great versus bosses, unknown potential in PvP. If I made a video, I would just say, I think she could be good, and I don't think that's satisfying. What makes Arwen better than Zexanoth? She's guaranteed to hit only the highest attack target, meaning it doesn't matter if they're front or back. She does an extra 70% damage to that target per turn. She comes in with way higher crit rate than Zexanoth. She has 60% hit rate, so 160% hit rate versus Zexanoth, who has 0. She comes with so much damage buff. She also comes with like massive crit damage buff. I think 50 or 100% crit damage. You could put Skuld in the back for the bubble. It's minimal. Like I said, Steven, he didn't come in with the same confidence as you. Azathoth is not what this guy is afraid of. Anonymous, I guarantee you it's not a garbage team. That much I know. Reshab, his regular hit misses a lot. And also he only hits the front line. You think this team beats... You really think that that team's gonna win? This guy's got Kurt. He has Kurt. You can kill the whole rest of his team and then Kurt's gonna wipe it. One skill. Noticeably, this team does not have Kurt. Kurt alone is such a huge improvement of the team. There is no way that this guy can beat him. No way. Lil Ape, I would. Kurt will die before casting his skill? From what? To who? Lindbergh doesn't hit him. Detlef will shoot him and get revived by Skuld. This Aegina may not even die turn 1. If she doesn't die turn 1, you're done. It's over. It's also... depends how much energy this guy's got. If he's using energy Aegina, energy Phoenix, energy Lindbergh, the Aegina is not going to die turn 1. And then Detlef actually has a hard time one-shotting Kurt just because of his skill defense. Detlef will have a very hard time one-shotting Kurt without a crit. This guy is underestimating Aegina tank. Yeah, I agree with that. I think this Aegina is going to do better as a tank than you expect. Remember, he's also got lore to debuff them. I would say there's a very high chance Aegina survives to round 2. I would say most of the time Aegina survives, if not every time. That's my guess. Last boss can prove or disprove my statement. It's kind of as surprising as seeing people with Vivienne tank, because you just don't think it works. because she's not that fast. She's not that strong. She needs to fire and get a few hits in before she starts her real healing. But it works. It's proven to work. It works really well. So until you see it in action, I really want to give the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, Asu, I wore it. We put Yassine's team back up. Hehe. Alright, next is C-Mech. C-Mech, who put way more screenshots than I need. What's next? Lorelei, Azathoth, Phoenix, or Veg? Any clips for Vivienne? There's tons of screenshots on the Discord. Tons. I've been looking at pictures of her healing and her survivability for months now. The thing that held me out was proving that she could beat Azathoth teams reliably. Hey, Vandette. Machina, maybe, but Nameless King is so bad. Wait, what does our Nameless King do? He puts a mark that does extra damage if they land a crit, right? I would rather have another Detlaf than Nameless King. I don't believe that Nameless King will provide enough buff to matter in this case. Alright, so this is a solid 8 team. Just 8. Who was this? C-Mech. So he's building Phoenix, and then what's next? I would say Lore is good. Lore is... Wait a minute. Why is Phoenix... You are saying just Phoenix is not next? No, Phoenix is definitely next, and then probably Lore to replace Detlaf. Nan, you need 83. They give you 10 for completing the Heaven and Hell heroic runes, and 1 per day for free in the mail. Alright, so, yeah, C-Mech, you are aiming for Phoenix, then Lore. Alright, next is Azeroth. Finish the Kurt? How is his Kurt? Oh yeah, wait. Oh no, I didn't realize you had a Kurt T2. Oh god, finish Kurt. Alright, C-Mech loses a point for the Kurt that I didn't notice. So take Kurt, finish Kurt, then Lore. Or then Phoenix. Phoenix is probably better. So Kurt, then Phoenix, then Lore. I assume people are putting their best stuff in the front, okay? I didn't realize he had better in the bag. Like, why are you not using this Kurt right now level of bad team decisions? This Kurt is already better than this Phoenix. And Last Boss does have a point. If he uses Kurt Bale, his team is guaranteed to win almost regardless of who the last heroes are. Alright, need one more Yig to T4. If you don't get it, should you make Veg instead? Veg, Phoenix, Kurt, Aegina, Yig, Scold. 1 Tears of the Goddess, 3 Star Shards, 2 Gaia Bolga. I don't think you need Veg right now. Veg would probably replace Phoenix on this team. Phoenix or Freya, either or. Maybe Lorelei over Freya? So supposedly, Phoenix and Veg don't work that great together because they do both lower defense, but they do not go below 0. They do not hit the hidden 20 defense. So using them together is kind of overkill. It's removing more defense. It's removing not enough defense. I mean, I give this an 8.5 minus a point. I would give it an 8.5. It's got Kurt Scold. It wins. Like, at the moment that you have Kurt Scold tank, you beat any team that doesn't have Kurt Scold tank. It's as simple as that. So it was an 8.5, but you lose a point for that Veg. So 7.5. Yeah, you don't really need... Do I think Last Boss will kill this team? I think it's 50-50 on this team. If Yig is T4 and goes off, this team will win. Okay. Then I guess you can make Veg. So it comes down to Yig. Yig has like a 30 or 40% of taunting his Freya. Something like that? No, not Freya, Kurt. It's not that high. Maybe like 20%. I'm telling you, the Freya is not what matters. He has tank Kurt Scold. At the point that you have tank Kurt Scold, you are on even footing with everybody else who has tank Kurt Scold. You are in counterpick territory against everybody else in the same category and a league above everybody that doesn't have Kurt. Alright, so Yig next, then Veg, then maybe Lore. If you have Veg Lore, you'd replace Freya Aegina. Is that enough damage? It is, just because Kurt does the damage on his own. A lot of this versus Last Boss is who attacks. If Last Boss is on defense and this Kurt fires first, he has a high chance of winning. If Last Boss attacks first and his Kurt fires first, then Last Boss has a high chance of winning. A lot of that is just back and forth. I would say Last Boss has a much higher than 20%. Maybe like 50-60% against this team. 60, at least 60. At least 60 to beat this. But that's also assuming that... Does he have lore? No, he wasn't using lore. Was he? Oh yeah, he was. Okay, then it's even better. Lore makes it even easier. But remember that I'm also assuming that they are on even footing and this Yig will be T4. Because if this Yig is T4, then a lot of things change. If Lore gets taunted, a lot of things change. Yig can be faster than Lore. I think Yig can be faster than Lore. You beat him 100%? Even if he taunts your lore? Even if your lore doesn't drop his Kurt's attack and... Your lore was not frontline. If you put lore in the front line, who are you moving to the back? Your own team showed me lore in the back. Fotis, that team is okay. Themis alone tends to lose to Kurt alone. See, but now you're looking at... Now you're looking at counter picks. So now you're like, oh, I can win if I put this person in the front, this person in the back. That means that if this guy does the same thing, or no, not this guy. If Azeroth does the same thing and moves people around front and back, he can raise his chance of winning as well. Think about that. But lore does give him a higher chance against this team. Lore wrecks Aegina's a lot. Yeah. You will beat last boss 7 of 10? You will not. If you beat him 7 of 10 with this, he probably will beat you 9 out of 10 on an offense. Honestly, I don't think you'll beat him 7 out of 10. Lorelei hurts a lot against this team. Can someone tell me how many teams I've done? Because it's already been 2 hours. Apex. This is a T3 Yig and a T2 Aegina. You know what? I guess I can't take away points for Yigs, huh? I just realized that. But I will continue to take away the point from Azeroth because he wasn't committed to that Vegvisir. $25? Oh my god, that's not a lot at all. Thanks, guys. Let's get to like 35. Okay, let's go faster. Let's get to 35 and then quit. Alright, so this team... This is basically the same thing as we just looked at. And I gave that an 8.5. And I feel like I'm going to stay with the 8.5 for this. Because, like I said, I think it's going to be very hard for me to deduct points for Yig. Yig and Watchman I can't deduct because of Awakening event. I feel like Aegina was not the best choice for this team, but she's good enough. Aegina T2 will take away Scold's Revive. Yes and no. This team overall is not ideal. Assuming he builds Aegina for defense, she'll do fine. He may want to consider that, using a defensive build on Aegina first. Honestly, as long as he puts HP T1, I think he's good. You can even keep energy as long as she keeps HP as talent 1. I think it would be fine. It's not meant to be meta, but he's got Kurt, and he's got a tank, and he's got Skuld, therefore he's competitive. That's it. That's the rule. Skuld, Kurt, tank is 8.5 minimum. I don't care if the rest of the heroes are 1 stars. It's good enough. What? Alright, so I don't care about these level 1s. but what the heck? Why? Why are you building tanks? Why are you building multiple tanks and leveling them to max and in a bad order? BIOS, it would survive. The Kurt alone is enough to beat the other team if they have trash. And assuming that all they have is one more T4, it might depend on what the T4 was. But a lot of that is luck. If the person with Rillia attacks first, they could win. Unless the other team has lore, in which case that team is not an 8.5. It's like a 9. Alright, so this guy loses a point for this build. Who is this? This is Xavier. Wait, did Xavier submit last time? No. Okay. I mean, I guess it's an 8.5. I'm not sure about Vegvasir here. Veg can be built for damage, though, so it's okay. Oh, Moonshop. Oh my god. You want to take bets? What do you think he bought? What do you think that this guy bought with Moonstones? You think he bought his one Scold? Like, the Scold would be a terrible decision. You really think Detlaf? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Moonstones for Detlaf. I don't think it's Verthandi, because he's got an extra Verthandi up here. Oh my god. There is no answer to this question that is a happy ending. There is no happy ending to this question. I can't take away that many points. Unless I know for sure. I can't take away that many points. So this would have been an 8.5 minus a point. No, this would have been an 8. Wait a minute. Should I have been giving 9s to Kurt teams? Shoot, I should have been giving 9s to Kurt teams. Which case... Yeah, I guess I should have. If I'm giving solo Verthandi's 8.5s, I feel like I should have been giving Kurt's 9s. In which case... Oh god, I don't even remember anymore. So this would have been an 8.5, minus 1 point for multiple T1s, minus 1 point for artifact. So this guy gets a 6.5. One frame for honor? What? Wait, what do you mean? What frame for honor? This is the default frame. I don't know what frame you're talking about. Oh my god. I so would want to take another minus point if he bought Detlaf. Oh my god. I don't want to know. I do not want to know the answer to this. Wait, who was 25? Was Azeroth 25? Oh god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 25. Okay, so Azeroth was 25. The honor frame for guessing right isn't there? I do not want to know the answer. I do not want to know the answer. I feel like I would hurt myself knowing the answer. Let's just move on. I don't want to. Please save my heart. Save my heart. Save my blood pressure, please. You're trying to get me killed. This is a 9. Veg for Moonstones is a terrible idea. He's in the guild shop, and he's in the soul shop. Why would you pay Moonstones for a hero you can buy souls? Veg next or try for Themis? Probably Veg over Freya, and then you can do Themis. Probably Veg first so that you can keep a tank. So you could straight up replace Verthandi with Veg and then worry about Themis. Or you could make Themis in place of... Actually, you know what? They're both good options. I would say they're both really good options. I don't think one is better. Themis may be the safer one. So, 9 and go for Themis next. Alright, Eddie, who has the exact same team. So Eddie gets a 9. Go away. What the heck? You can go for Themis next too if you want. Oh wait, he says Veg or Azathoth? Go Azathoth if you know that you're... If you think that he'll do well against your opponents, go Veg otherwise. I don't think Lorelei tank is as important when you've got Kurt and Themis. Good night, Steven. And you want to dump the Freya as soon as possible. T3 Themis over T4 Freya? Probably not. I don't think Themis has weakness before T4. Am I right? Oh my god, stupid game. I don't think it's possible to get a 10 at this time. There is no team that cannot be beaten. Alright, Themis... Oh no, Themis has 25% chance to weaken. What does she gain at T4? I don't know what Themis gains at T4, actually. Hold on. Six Azathoth? That's an idea. Alright, I can check. Alright. T4 Themis adds 100% hit rate. It adds her hit rate. Okay. It's Alpha Dog, that team is beatable. Any team that has Kurt Themis like that is still beatable. Like the ultra defensive version may be up there, which is like Yig, Watchman, Scold, Kurt Themis, Vivienne, or something like that. Alpha Dog, if you really think Azathoth has no damage, you've never used Azathoth. I've done Azathoth PvP matches where he did 4 million damage. You kind of forget that he's got 7% HP damage on his skill, which is not reduced by anything. So he's got decent, mediocre damage, and also I don't believe you. I don't believe you that you cannot stack Azathoth. Yig is absolutely not best. Attack limit means it's going to be doing the max every single time. I don't understand your point here. Azathoth's attack is not that low. We have no idea what's unbeatable. At this time, everything is beatable. Actually, it's not 7%, it's 15%. So 400% of attack. So his skill is basically doing 700% damage. You want to take a look at it? It's 400% of attack. So he's doing 760% attack to the front line. $400%'s not small. Remember, he's already doing 360. So you're getting 760% damage to the front. I'm looking at a speed Azathoth right here. Why are you saying anything about that? I mean, it's 60% of Kurt. Nick, thank you for reading the giant red text. Prove to me you cannot stack him. Prove why are you stopping at 400%? Why is this the only thing you're looking at? Why is this the only thing you can read? Can you not read that it already does 360% up here? Are you refusing to read that he's only doing 400%? Actually, okay, so here my Valkyrie is no. Let's go with Bale. Bale's only got 26,000. So, it's not like oh, Detlef's got 43. The point is not that he one-shots you. The point is that you can't kill him before he hits you like 20 times. There is no way you can do enough damage to even kill one of those Azathoths because of how much damage reduce he's got. So, again, prove to me that 6 Azathoths won't chip you down to death before you can do anything about it. You can't do enough damage to hurt them. So either you'll time out or they'll kill you. Sorry, this one you're not winning. Until you prove it, you're not winning it. Adrian, I answered you. I said nothing is unbeatable at this time. You really think 760% skill damage is nothing on damage? You can't heal it because they'll kill you on healing. Let's say he does 500,000. How many times do you need to get hit by 500,000 to die? 3 times. So if all 3 fire, guess what? Your front line died. It doesn't even need to be 3 times. Kurt only has 700,000 life. 2 Azathoths is not enough. It has to be 6. Alright, Gum came in with exactly the same team, except that his Kurt is in the back. So he went from a 9 to an 8.75. You just said yourself he does 500,000 damage. That's enough to kill Kurt in 2 casts. You cannot heal that damage. Remember that. Not only can you not heal that damage, this is something that I think Alpha Dog doesn't realize. This HP damage is not stopped by DR. It's not stopped by Kurt's skill damage reduction. It's not stopped by defense. This 400% attack is the full 400% every single time from all 6 Azathoths. It does not get reduced by anything. It doesn't matter if you heal the back. They will kill the front on turn 2 or 3. And then they'll kill the back. And you won't be able to do enough damage to stop them. And what are you going to have in the back? You'll put your Vivienne in the back so that she doesn't kill herself? Now where's your damage? Like, this is the point that Alpha Dog missed, is that this cannot be reduced at all by anything. Not defense. Not anything at all. It's like this part of it is like he has a Ragnarok for this part. So yes, you will die because you cannot heal the damage. And if you can't kill them by turn 3 or 4, you're dead. You've lost your front line. And how much damage will you have done to them in that time? 20% to all 6, maybe? And now you've lost all your damage in the front. How are you going to do the other 80% damage? Where is that going to come from? So Gum gets an 8.75. And he asked no questions, so moving on. Hamza Malik. First you said 500,000, now you're saying 70,000? It's not 70,000. He's doing bare minimum 150,000 per skill. Times 6, which you can't stop. Your front line is basically dead at that point. And then if you build the back 3 for attack, they'll do more than that. I don't understand what you're trying to defend. Why would you talk about only the HP damage? He does more damage than only the HP damage. Now you're like, oh, let's just ignore the rest of his damage. And, you know, let's assume that he's not doing any damage aside from the HP damage, which is false. It's completely false. This is the same thing as what we said with the other guy, which is if you bling out a car with 2 wheels, it's still trash. You're ignoring the most important thing. And also, they don't all have to be speed, again. They can all be built for attack. So let's say this Azathoth goes up to like 30,000 attack. You still gonna tell me that 700% is nothing? I can go higher than 30%, I'm sure. I can put a damage artifact and I can put a damage rune on him. He'll go way higher than 30% attack. All right. Hamza said Ragnarok, Kurt, Gaia Bulga on Valk, Star Shards on all 4 others. That's fine. That's a... Oh, wait a minute. What is going on here? T2 as T2 lore, T3's... Oh my god. Is a T3 Azathoth better than T4 Verthandi? No. Better tank, but not better overall. Azathoth T4 is humongous. He only does, I think, 48% of Executioner's Call at T3, and it can miss. And let me tell you, it misses a lot. At T4, his skill doesn't miss, and the percentage goes up to 60%. It's huge. Alright, so Hamaz ignored that I said that setup was fine, but okay. Remember, everybody has their own opinion. I could be wrong, you could be wrong, but you will not convince me to change my mind. I will not convince you to change your mind, so why even bother? Oh yeah, T4 adds the damage. Putting your Kurt in the back is how you get him exiled, and then he does no damage. So, yeah, good job with that one, Gum. The highest jump from T3 to T4? Detlaf. Definitely. Azathoth is still an amazing tank, even at T3. Detlaf is a trash damage dealer at T3. Alright. I realized that Kurt Skuld Themis or Kurt Skuld tank has to be a 9, not an 8.5. Alright, so this guy would have a... I guess he has a 9 team, but then you lose a point because of this bad build order. So we'll give it an 8. He's got Kurt Skuld tank, he's fine. Well, Steven, nobody's budging. $23 attack, right? 23. If he can do 400,000 crit with 23k attack, how can you stop that? 3 of those and the entire front line is dead, regardless, unless they're alliance, I guess. Nobody survives that. See, Hamaz, that's clearly false because you have a T3 Azathoth. Scroll on Azathoth works. It works, but Azathoth isn't designed... Your goal is not to... Your goal is not to go for a long battle with Azathoth. Azathoth can survive for a long time if you use him, but that's not what you want, because then everybody else is dead. Can Azathoth come back from that? Sure, with that, but that is not... Is it enough? I'd rather have more damage from someone else, I think. Hi, Namon. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's a valid artifact choice for Azathoth. I just think it's not major, and so few people have scroll that you might want to think of better heroes instead. Even Chesia could be fun. Scroll on a 6-team Azathoth, you're done. You won't. Nobody will go 15 rounds against that. You'll probably die in 6. Namon? Okay. Not. Wait, which one did I say first? I feel like I said Namon first. So you did an awakening for... So you skipped Watchmen? Okay, Naman. Okay, Naman, gotcha. I may or may not remember that next time, but I will try to. Alright, so anyway, your artifacts are... This guy's artifacts are fine. Your... Just because you went for this... I mean, if you skipped Watchmen, there was a humongous gap between... Yeah, you skipped Watchmen. So why did you make this Lorelei in that time if you weren't going to choose to finish one of those? No, I still take away a point. I think the team is great. This is a great team. Your goal is to replace... is to eventually someday make the lore, I guess. Do I have copy of Azathoth? I have a T4 Azathoth on both accounts. Alright, next is going to be Axel Games. Boy, Yassine is a runaway... is running away with this. Nobody is even close to his team. Alright, here we go. Let's go into a team that's... Do I have extra copies? I don't think so. Let me see. I have 1 extra copy. So I have 10 Azathoths total on my... Hi, Bessar. I have 10 copies total of Azathoths. Oh, God. Please don't bring up Ben Shapiro. I'm going to want to punch my screen. Why do I want to level up my Azathoth to 100? VIP 3, level 100. Huh. See, if you made Lorelei T2 before working on Kurt, that is already a huge point. That is already deserving of the minus point. So, yeah. You just justified the minus point again. Alright, let's see what he's got here. This Detlef is bad. You're not that far from making making Freya. I would stop working on Detlef now and start working on Freya. I'm also not sure if I would stop working on Luna. I would stop working on Luna for sure, but maybe Ripper? I'm not sure there. Well, Steven, most people try not to take the crowns. Is his team worse than Yassine's? No. No, it's not. This is like a 5-6 point team. Anonymous, they cannot. I guarantee you they cannot. We've done this in peaks over and over. That 2 Azathoths will only exile 1 person. This has been known for months. It's actually been known almost since Azathoth came out, so you are slacking right there. Do I give this a... I can give a 6. I can give this a 6. This is Yassine. Okay, Sally. I think everybody should be pulling for the new hero. This team does not beat anybody that has 10 stars. But this team is very competitive against all other 8-9 star teams. I mean, Vivienne is huge, and then Medusa's pretty good this early on. His tank is okay. Luna's okay this early, and I mean, Valk is Valk. So this is actually not a terrible team. Unfortunately, you're stuck waiting for copies, but I would say ditch Detlef, ditch Luna, and think about Ripper and Freya. Gum Aegina is still amazing in PvP or PvE, and we are finding more uses for her in PvE as time moves on. She's doing really good at defensive. She's really doing good as on a defensive team. Kwa, some people do, some people don't. It doesn't matter because he's not fighting those people. This is only rating your team against potential opponents, which is chosen by the strength of your team and not by the strength of everyone else. So this guy will only be fighting 8-9-star teams. Alright, Sally, I already said yes, you should pull. That's my second time answering. Alright, next is Fury. How many do we got left? We got 3 more left. Oh, hey. What is this? Do you think this guy was using 5 Detlefs with... or 5 Khalils with a Detlef? This... this is cool. This is pretty cool. Arsha, Lindbergh's change is really not big at all for PvP. It's nice for PvE, but it's not major. Oh my god. That would have been the most fun team to see. Khalils and then 5 Khalils and a Detlef. Oh my god. That is awesome. No, it's better with the Verthandi. Verthandi is really strong. So, especially when you get into teams with multiple T4s. What did they change on Lindbergh? For what they did was they changed his stun, so now it bypasses control resist. Alright, Sally, does anybody want to type to Sally that I said to pull because she doesn't seem to read? Or she doesn't seem to listen. Oh my god, is she asking with me on mute? That would be the saddest thing. Bessar, I'm about to end, so no, it's too late. This guy is doing great. 4 Khalil, Verthandi, Detlef? No, because this Freya is there. If he's got energy on Freya, and she petrifies one of their heroes turn 1, everything can change. Anyway, so Lindbergh was bypassing control resistance, meaning he was stunning people that were not supposed to be able to be stunned. They had to change it because now bosses could be stunned. So now he no longer can stun bosses and he cannot stun Lindberghs. And now he goes through all control resist, meaning he's great for Den Planet Trial, but for PvP it doesn't change too much. Honestly, nothing, very, very little changed for him in PvP. Alright, so we're going to give Fury an 8.5, and this is a great team start. This is a great, great team. Nathan, that happened, but then they patched it. That has already been patched. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! This is... Now, I think Siu Lin has this skin. So he's not the first person I've seen with this skin, but... Should you pull for second Phoenix? It's up to you. Phoenix isn't amazing. So Gum, Lindbergh should be doing better in Den now because his stun passes through. His stun is good. Now you're guaranteed 100% if you hit for both people versus before. All right. I don't understand Sally. Sally's not listening. So I'm going to ignore Sally from now on because I've answered her 3 times and she doesn't listen. Is T4 Lind S tier? No, because his hit rate is still trash. Can someone please type to Sally that I said to pull, please? So that way that we can actually know if she is reading or not. Rishab, nobody knows. But you can go on their Facebook and guess. They're having a competition. And so if you can guess the 2 heroes, you'll probably get some free gems. Wait, he bought a hero! Oh my god! This team went from fun to what the hell is he doing? He bought someone with moonstones. I'm gonna assume it was Reaper. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, let me think. And he's got a T2 Detlaf. Alright. Oh god, what does the bag have? What does the bag have? Okay, the bag doesn't have anything more. Oh my god, what did he buy with moonstones? Oh, I don't want to know the answer. I don't want to know the answer. I don't want to know the answer. Oh. Why are you tanking with Aiden when you have a... Oh my god. Okay, okay, so Freya and everything, this team gets a 7. Nathan, yes, my alt cannot get Reapers at all on Chinese. It could be Freya, it could be Reaper. Oh, neither of those are... Oh my god, oh my god. But this guy has been on the stream so many times. Alright, so this team normally would have gotten like a 7 or so. Because for better or worse, Freya is good. Reaper will still do some good damage because all these people are going to die. So this is a 7. Minus a point for this Detlaf Aiden travesty. Minus a point for this Luna's Treasure travesty. I don't want to know. The more I know, the more I lose brain cells. The more I know, the less I want to know. Oh my god. No, no, no. We're moving forward. We're moving forward. Not gonna guess. What if he bought before watch? Oh no, I can't see this. Let me put this in a place where I can see it. All right, this is Fit Boy. This is going to be our last one for today. Oh. Oh, all right. All right. This is fair. But he added... Oh, they're all this... They're all... Why? Screenshot your app and not the screen. Okay. Okay, I can work with this. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Is that my pajama? No, this is a Totoro shawl. It's Totoro, like this. Okay, so this is Fit Boy. One Valk, one Phoenix, one Dro, and he chose not to build them. That's fine. Where would I go with this team? If you can, if you can take the Azathoth higher, Azathoth can be your tank, but then you can't build Freya. So it's probably better not to work on Azathoth. Give up on Azathoth. Make Freya, but you need a tank, and you don't have one. Vivienne's not going to do an amazing job tanking at this level. So at this point, I guess you're stuck waiting on copies. But you really need to find a tank. Like, at this level, this guy doesn't have the flags to even make... Like, he couldn't make Azathoth T or 7 stars just for fun, because flags are tight, fodder is tight. So he is in trouble. Alright, so there. The advice is work on Freya, abandon the Azathoth. There's nothing you can do with him. You cannot level him up. You cannot afford the fodder to make him. Not at this level, because it's so hard to get heaven and hell fodder. So you have to abandon him. I would suggest starting to build Verthandi. Get her from Feathers. This account should have enough to buy at least one Verthandi by now, assuming that you've been actually playing Expedition every other day. So I would suggest swap Azathoth for Verthandi, and once Verthandi hits 8 stars, tank her instead. So this team in its current state, I feel like it lacks damage. Good night, Nathan. I feel like it lacks damage. I'm going to give this a 4. It's not terrible, but until you get copies, you're in a bit of a stuck position. So anybody else that actually has a legitimate tank will tear through your team, and there's not much you can do about it. Vivienne's healing is not broken strong at this level. It's good, but it's not like unstoppably strong. Alright, so we'll do Ketekasem, and he will be the last. Wait. Did he submit last time? He did not. Alright. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Drogenis, I'm about to end. This is my last one for tonight. So I made it to 36. Why? What am I... Good night, Drogenis. Thanks for stopping in. Yig or second Valk? Oh. How often can you submit? You can submit every other stream. So every 4 weeks. So Vandet, you did not submit last time, so you were eligible this time. Alright, so this is a 9.5, minus a point for not showing his team, so we'll go with that. Ripper is okay, but remember that Ripper only hits 2 people. Ninja-san, I would prefer you don't. Alright, is debt necessary per PvE? No. He's only good for Void Boss, and if you're going to make Saizo or Arwen, you can skip Detlaf. Saving for second Themis or Kurt, that's better. Yig, I would not focus on because Yig is too random, so you can just focus on Valk, and then Kurt Themis, and just skip Detlaf. Swapping Valk for Azathoth is purely depending on your opponents. So, Ketekasem, you lose a point for not submitting your team. You put it in text, but not a picture, therefore it doesn't count. So you get an 8.5. Alright, that's going to be all for me tonight. Before I go, one last reminder to check out my last video on Aptoid. If you are an Android player, it's definitely worth it to look into because you get a humongous rebate on all of your purchases if you're going to spend money on Android. He's making a second Valkyrie. That's what he said. What lineup is a 10? There is no 10 lineup at this time. Maybe 6 Azathoths, maybe not. As far as we know, 6 Azathoths is the only theoretically unbeaten team unbeatable team on paper, but nobody knows. So until we see it, all teams are beatable. No team gets a 10. All right, good night, guys. Thanks for... Tomorrow is community pulls for Phoenix. Tomorrow is community pulls for Phoenix. If you want to pull some Miracle Eyes, do it. Come on stream, pull some Miracle Eyes. I'm pulling 100. So let's do it. Good night, guys. See you tomorrow, and let's see some great pulls tomorrow. Teddy says bye too.